y'all. Welcome to another episode of Real Talk. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, do we need to talk about some things. Let's start with the one that's current, inflation. Everybody likes that word right now. Let's talk about the inflation because I know the average person right now, average person is feeling it. I understand everybody's feeling it, but for an average person, you really feeling it, all right? We won't talk about this because it needs to be addressed. An average person I'm talking about anymore right now, statistics show that most Americans right now, especially right now, are living paycheck to paycheck. I know the feeling. I know if you miss one paycheck, you're screwed. Ain't nobody wants to be screwed like that. But let's talk about it. So inflation is up 8.5%. It doesn't seem like a lot, but as y'all know, anybody who shops, anybody who's driving to work, anybody who has extremely long commute to work, those of you who are fortunate enough to work from home, and even so, kids, daycare, we're talking every single thing. That's called, everything trickles down. The domino effect. Most people know what the domino effect is, and it is true. Once something is affected, everything else topples down to it. And it's affecting everything we do. So, first and foremost, you know, I get that things have to go up. We're in different times nowadays. It wasn't like it was when it was 1950, 1960, not even 1980s, and there was a big crash in 1980s. Not even 1990s where thing was like everything was copacetic. Man, I love me some 90s. My bad, not to go off the track, but yeah. But everything is going up and it's ridiculous. People can't afford it. The government, I hope they are listening to the people. I hope they're listening to this video. I hope they're listening to everybody's video, everybody's anything, whatever. Because we all know that where there is no privacy, that went out the door mad long ago. There's no privacy. So we all know that there's no privacy or anything like that. So if you're listening, bro, come on, help us out. You know what I'm saying? We're up in this country. We're working as hard as we can. Some of us getting one, two, even three jobs. I know people who've got, I know single mothers right now they got one, two, three, it doesn't matter how many kids you got. You got how many kids you got to put in daycare because you're trying to work to pay the daycare, to pay everything else, everything like that. Single fathers, I feel you too. You know what I'm saying? Even couples that are together with no kids, or couples together who do have a couple of kids or whatever. The point of the fact is, whether you have kids or not, when you have kids, it does have to absolutely make it harder. That's number one. I want to point that out right there. When you have children, it's that much harder. You got that many mouths to feed, especially growing children. One of the things that's coming out of this right now, since we're talking about kids through the inflation, I know a lot of people mostly right now know that the baby formula, there's no baby formula. What are our children supposed to eat? You know what I'm saying? Like, some children have a lot of allergies to certain things. And, me, myself, and I was allergic to my mom's breast milk, so I needed the formula. And there are a lot of children out there. I watch the news all the time, every night, and there are kids out there with special needs who need a particular kind of formula that they do and only can distribute. I believe it's called Abbott or whatever, anyways. The point is, what are we doing about this? Why wasn't this handled before? They were just talking about this on the news. Why was it not handled before? If y'all knew this and they all knew it was coming, something or preparation, or there had to be some kind of plan to handle this situation. And there's not. Now we got. If this is the greatest country on this earth, so it has been said, why are we struggling so much? I understand there's a lot going on, and I'm not saying that our country's the only one struggling. I know Europe is struggling in some aspect. Poor Ukraine. I feel for them, people, for real. I feel they're struggling a lot harder than we are because they have a whole thing going on over there. But at the same time, everybody's struggles are different. Everybody's situation is different. So that's not our situation. We can care, and of course, you should always care for other people. Like I said, other people and everything like that around you, because again, we're in this world together, and we should make a bond with everybody, no matter what religion, sex, race, anything like that goes on. But at the same time, everybody knows that here, we have our own struggles right here in America, and there's nothing being done about it. Nothing at all. no stimulus checks, no extra money, no pay raise, no nothing. Everything's going up but the paychecks. Ain't that what they say? And that's a true story for most people. So back to the inflation, you know, 8.5%. Now, again, we are sometimes going to get into politics on this show. You don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you. I definitely get the whole aspect. Everybody's entitled to say what they want to say. Well, freedom of speech, if that's still a thing, but say what they want to say. But, I'm not going to lie. Do your research, y'all. Everything is on the internet. It's in the news, whatever you want to use as a guide for your research. But let me tell you right now. So, when this dude, our leader, sat in the House, ever since he was elected, inflation has gone up month by month by month by month. And this year being the worst. So, and a lot of people want to blame it on the war, or they say it's the war, or even that White House or the government. They say, oh, blame it on Putin and his war, or blame it on Russia and the war. But as a matter of fact, my friend, it has been going up ever since you took office. Not by as much it is right now, but we were looking at 3.6, and you can research all this on the internet, or I'll try to put a link on it. But 3.6%, right, to 8.5. The 3.6% was the day that our president took office. What's going on, bro? What gives? Why? What? I'm gonna need an explanation. As a matter of fact, as American people, we deserve an explanation, and not a bullshit explanation of, oh, it's the war. Okay, bro, the war started in February, March of this year, 2022. We're talking about since you were inaugurated up in here, and it rose, and the most it rose was, let me see here. Hold on, I got my notes now. 6.7% in October of 2021. Ain't no war going on back then. So what happened? What's going on? Are we about to have another Great Depression? I want to remind y'all, I know, I'm a little nerdy here, but history says, the Great Depression happened and the crash happened of the stock market in 1929. Okay, 1929, that's a long time ago, almost 100 years ago. But the fact that this Great Depression lasted for 10 years, unimaginable. And that was back then. I wasn't alive back then, so I can't tell you what people paid for back then. I'm sure I could research it for you. If you want to know, let me know. I will definitely do that for you. But even so, of course, prices, so many things have changed. Technology has changed so much. So, and they led a simpler life in in the 20s, of course. There was no phones, there was no TV like that. So, I get it. But at the same time, 10 years. Could you imagine this happening right now in the next few months and it lasting for 10 years? I don't want it to last now. I don't know about y'all. I need to know what y'all think. Please comment in the comments down below, because I want to know. I want to have your thoughts. I need to know what you think about this, because for me, it's asinine. I think it's absolutely outrageous that the inflation is this high. So, I mean, and, again, 1929, of course, we know about the crash in the 80s, called Black Monday. That happened. This is the stock market. Now, the stock market and inflation are two different things. We'll get into that, but they're two different things. But they do affect one another and how we live, how prices are, everything like that. So you got to keep in mind, even if you're not a person who follows stocks or even has any stocks or anything like that, and you don't follow it, excuse me, you don't follow it, then it's fine. You don't have to follow it, but just know that things that are in the stock market and inflation are going to affect you in the future, how the dollar is being spent. So now, inflation, that means our dollar is frankly shitty, and it's dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. So it ain't worth. Now, America runs on credit. We owe every single country almost $1 trillion. I look it up. Look it up, the facts of it. So we run on credit, as you know. The revenue is borrowing, and that's how we do. That's why there's a debt ceiling that keeps on. It's like the ceiling that never ends. Y'all talking about the stairway to heaven. This is the stairway to hell, because I'm telling you, trillions of dollars in debt, and we keep giving and giving and using and borrowing and taking. And there's no way to pay it back. There's no way to pay it back. There's probably never going to be a way to pay it back because we're so far in debt. It's not even funny. Just how the universe is infinite. This debt ceiling is going to be infinite because there ain't no way coming down. No. So all this happening, Black Monday, we were talking about, that happened. The housing crisis of 2008, that happened. So history, I'm telling you people, history repeats. It just does. You now in this aspect, if it does repeat, you want to learn from it, okay? Y'all don't want to make the same mistake twice. Everybody's guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. But like, come on. We can't make them same mistakes twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. It ain't working. It ain't work for the people up in here. It's not gonna work for anybody else. Let's talk about gas. What do y'all think about the gas prices? Because if y'all are happy with the gas prices where y'all are at, y'all need to tell me why and comment down below because I ain't happy where I'm at. I don't know about y'all, but the gas, let me see. I just passed the gas station. It was $4.85 for here for regular. Diesel, I think, was at $6.67. In California, I believe I saw the highest price was almost 7 something. It was like $7.23 a gallon for regular. Diesel, I didn't even look at the diesel over there because can't even imagine. Ooh, can't even imagine. But now, no, again, the domino effect, everything's trickling down. You got the inflation trickling everybody. You got ports that, a couple weeks ago, it was said that China had so many sick people with COVID that they're locking down their people, but people can't get to the where they import and export, the shipping containers from China to here because there's not enough workers, which means there's not enough stuff getting shipped out, which means the truck drivers are waiting for stuff and there's not, we're going to become, I hope to God that we don't have a food crisis here because of all this. And, we get, most people know this, but we get a lot of stuff imported to the United States. Almost nothing is made in America anymore. And it's quite tragic, actually. So, that would be one thing I would tell our lovely government to work on. How about you make more jobs and keep them here? And that way we could have a steady supply chain. That way we could have people who are working and making money and putting money back into our own country for our own people. That is something that should be thought about. There's lots of abandoned buildings, and I see them all the time. And over here, where I'm at, but I'm on the West Coast. Excuse me, East Coast. So I'm on the East Coast, but on the West Coast, everywhere I've looked, where I travel and stuff like that, you see all these abandoned buildings and stuff like that, and it's like they were once factories. They once thrived, I'm sure. What happened? Well, we decided that it was much cheaper to have somebody else in another country do the work, actually import it here, and then supply it. You can fix that. Don't tell me you can't fix that. The government, the president, y'all can sign any type of executive order y'all want all day. I've seen it being done. And some of the stuff is for the most ridiculous stuff that we have. It's a problem, but it's not. It should be on the back burner of problems that we have. And stuff should be on the back burner. That's small. That needs to be taken care of. The big stuff is what you should be taking care of. Like, y'all could supply us with something. People are struggling in America and the government does not give a shit. I don't know why you don't give a shit about your own people in your own country. Now, excuse me, I'm going to say this because the Ukraine and everything that's happening over there, like I said, I feel for these people. I see horrible images every day from either YouTube, the news, people who are live streaming, and it's horrible. It's horrible. But at the same time, I'm not a person who, like I said, I want to help people. We should be helping people. Everybody should be helping each other. I've said that numerous times, but here is the thing. He just asked for $40 billion. Okay, our leader asked for $40 billion to go send over there. Normally, I wouldn't have a problem with that. You want to help them? If we can help them in any way, go ahead. You want to let them over here for a year or a year and a half? I feel you. We should be helping people. Let them come up in here, get a job, whatever, they need to do, stay with their families or whatever. That's fine. But the pure fact that you got $40 billion, which apparently, again, America runs on credit, that you pulled out your ass, or we're pulling out our ass, I don't even know, to go over there. And I know we do have a budget for, for international spending and everything like that. And, we have a budget here. But $40 billion, bro, you ain't got a couple billion for over here? You ain't got a couple billion for over here for your people up in this country, up in this. I understand. People are suffering over here too in a different, like I said, a different aspect. I don't want to be set out to be a monster because it's not, like I said, I'm not telling you to not help them. I'm not telling them to not help them. Below, break it up. Know what I'm saying? Maybe we don't need that much. Maybe we need 5 billion. Maybe we need 8 billion, whatever it is. But bro, all right, give them the bigger chunk. I don't got a problem with that either. Make it, 1/4 here and 3/4 over there, or 80-20. You know what I'm saying? 80 over there, 20 over here. But y'all, as a government, as a country, as everything like that, as a leader, y'all need to start helping out your people here. 330 million Americans up in here, and most Americans are mid class, and most, even right now as we speak, are living below the poverty line. So it's not a thing of, a lot of people say, oh, a lot of people are trying to live a champagne lifestyle on a beer budget. I'm sure many people have heard that. That may be some of the case, but when you got shit to pay, like rent, a mortgage, food, children, after school activities, and you have to start deciding. Now this is what's been going on for real. Look it up in any news channel. When you have to start deciding whether your kid could play that sport because you can't afford it anymore because it's the sport of the food, or you have to decide between electricity and food, or electricity or your car payment, whatever the problem is, we got a problem. We got a real big problem. Somebody needs to step in and say, I don't care if you're Democratic, Republican, I don't give a shit about that, because clearly the voting system, all that shit is all messed up. The whole shit is corrupt. But I don't care. The point is, as a person, as a human, as our government, it is your duty to help your people that you are governing in their country. Why are we not doing this? If the government, somebody can explain this to me, because I'm not understanding why we don't have any money for us or whatever like that. And, the jobs are up. That's good. You know what I'm saying? People are working, but what are we working for? Pennies? The more the inflation goes up, but your paycheck don't, that's not helping at all. You could raise the paycheck, that's fine, $1, $2, $3, even $4 more. But at the same time, it's not going to help the situation, because things are going to keep on going up. You're never going to be able to catch up. You're never going to be able to get ahead. People are draining their life savings, and their life savings. Like, these are people that are older now, older in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, that are draining their life savings that they work so hard for. In this country, you got to work until, right now, depending on whatever the circumstances, 62, 63, 66. The point is, you work. I've been working since I've been 15 years old. So I'm probably going to have to work till I'm 72, if that, plus then some, because it's almost impossible to save anything. What are you going to save? $2? What is $2 going to do? Maybe $2 every week. You know what I'm saying? You're going to end up, after a couple of years, you're going to end up with $5,000, $10,000. What's that going to do for you when everything else is so crazy expensive? We need to work on this, because humanity is not going to survive if inflation keeps on going the way it is. If we get into a depression, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. People's credit is going to be in trouble, and credit is very important in this country. Credit's important, whatever. So things are going to start happening to people. People's cars are going to start getting taken away. People's houses are going to go taken away. People's everything that you pay for, that you got, is going to take away. And nobody can predict what's going to happen. So, if you're making some decent money, and I want to buy a new car, buy even a used car, whatever it is, I want to purchase a house, you ain't going to be able to do that. Or if you already do that and have that now, and everything is going up, you ain't going to be able to afford the extra payment. You ain't going to be able to afford nothing, because everything is going up so fast and so dramatically that there's not going to be any time to play catch up. So what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to sacrifice your fun. You're going to have to sacrifice vacations. You're going to have to sacrifice things that your children do, even baseball, football, sports, whatever it is. Every little thing you do now, you're going to have to keep track of. And if you don't keep track of it, it's going to bite you in the ass. Because this is the world we're living in right now, where our government doesn't give two shits about us. Only them. These people on Capitol Hill and these people that are sitting in the White House and everything like that, y'all don't give a shit. I don't know about y'all. Please, again, tell me how you feel about this in the comments, because I want to know. I need to know, because I want to know if I'm the only one. I know I'm not the only one, but I need to know some more. I want some more opinions, because get off my line with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Get off my line. Because it's bad when these people on Capitol Hill, and this is, I can't stand it. We know how you feel. We feel it too. No, y'all don't. Y'all don't feel shit. Because y'all are over there making 6-7 figure salaries. 6-7 figure salaries. What the hell y'all know about it? Maybe once when y'all were younger, and maybe you went through, and I get that shit. If you get it and you come up, yeah, get it when you come up. When you get it and you come up, you got that money, get it. But at the same time, it's like some of these celebrities and everything else going on. People forget their roots. They forget where they come from. For some reason, money, I honestly think money is the root of all evil, for real. Because once you get a lot of money and you start getting into a lot of money, lotto winners, people who win at casinos, people who just win, people who make thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions of dollars a year. That's great. Good for you. I'm happy for you. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't know where it is where y'all, be coming with these sad stories. Yeah, I know how it is. I grew up in, the Depression. I grew up poor. I grew up, whatever, eating cans of Spam. I got you. I feel you. Everybody be struggling like that. People struggle like that now. But at the same time, where do you lose your morale? Where do you lose your roots? Because y'all say you care, but you don't. Because if you did, you would have did something about it already. But nobody has done anything about it. Nothing. So I implore you, don't sit there on the news telling me, oh, we feel your pain. I feel it. We're going to do something. But you ain't doing shit. You don't feel shit because you ain't making the same freaking money I'm making or anybody else that's making. When you're making 400 to 1,000, even when you're making over 100,000 just yourself, and then that's not excluding your partner or significant other, or you're making 150, 200, 300, and when you up in them 6 digits, 7 digits, you ain't feeling like us. Not unless, again, you live in a champagne, lifestyle on a beer budget. That ain't no damn beer budget to me. But you know what I'm saying? If you're living like that, and you got everything paid for, and you really ain't got no debt, or you got a great thing going on, you don't feel it. Because that ain't going to be a little $50 in the tank. That ain't nothing. That's a little card. A little card. $50 in the tank. You don't care. You ain't going to give 2 shits. But I digress. But people need to they need to get off my line with that. When I mean get off my line, if you was calling me and you irritated me and you speaking to me, get off my line. Because that shit is ridiculous. So I implore y'all, do what you can, to help yourself at this point, because as much as it is great to help other people, I understand things go on all the time. We can't always donate. We can't always help other people because we got a lot of stuff going on in our own lives. And I get that, especially financially. But at this moment in time, do what you have to help yourself. So, if that means you have to work another job, as much as it's going to suck and you're going to have to sacrifice weekends, holidays, and it's sad that we have to do that. But, you don't want to sacrifice any more of your time not having your kids grow up in front of you because you always at a job trying to work and make their life better. And they're not going to understand that as little kids. But, I get it. So do what you have to do. If you have to get a second job, if you have to make a little side hustle with something, a lot of people use Etsy to sell things, anything like that, but, even ask for a cash advance, ask for a raise. I don't know if Jobs is doing that right now, but do what you can with what you got. Try to, bargain shop, You know what I'm saying? Always use some coupons, always do whatever you need to do. But at the same time, the government, I hope that this gets out to people, and I hope that we as a nation can come up from this and do something about it. And yo, hey, y'all over there on Capitol Hill, hope you're hearing us. Because this isn't a me thing, it's a we thing. We, the people, you feel me? We, the people, feel like y'all need to help us because y'all ain't helping us do shit. But at that note, you know what I'm saying? I'll leave that go. That's my little story on inflation. I hope you like this segment. I don't. Yeah. I just hope you like this section or this session. And I'm gonna have another session up soon. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real, keep it fresh. And if you don't, get off my line. I'll catch y'all later. Again, like, comment, subscribe. I want to hear your thoughts. I'll see y'all later.